Hi, thank you for joining me. Today I'd like to share a tip with you on using a stencil multiple times when you're making screen printing. The stencil that I'm using was made with the contact paper, so after you use it once, it generally causes the contact paper to lift up from the edge of the surface of the screen that you're printing on, and that will cause the ink to flood underneath your design, which will prove disastrous. So once you make your run with your squeegee, I recommend using some type of sponge. This is a really thin one. You can use one that's a little bit larger. Wring most of the water out, and you use that to wipe the ink off of both sides, this side and the underside of the screen. Once you get you have to get most of the ink out, or all of it really, in order to continue to have a clean print. Use paper towels on the top side and the bottom side. When you address this top side, go inside of the design. Then when that dries, the screen that is, when the screen is completely dry, then two things that I do. I come over top with a metal spoon and I carefully and gently press down the contact paper onto the design. And you want to be very gentle with it, using extreme pressure and going really slow so that you don't rip the contact stencil. You would address each edge of the entire design. Then once you do that, come over with some type of straight edge credit card and address these outer flat edges that don't contain the design. And again, pressing down really hard in order to make sure that the contact paper adheres to the screen. So no matter how intricate the design is, the more intricate the design, the more time you need to take in order to smooth out each edge of the design. And all you're doing is making sure that the contact paper adheres again to the surface of the screen. Once you do this, you'll be able to reuse this design quite a few times before having to make a whole new stencil. Thank you for joining me. Until next time. Remember to run your hand along the design lightly, and you'll be able to feel if there are any bubbles. Run your finger lightly along the edges of the design. You'll be able to tell if any spaces contain bubbles, or if any areas are still lifted up, and you will be able to just gently press it back down with the bottom of the spoon. You do that because this is smooth and doesn't have any jagged edges. Address the edges of the design with the back of the spoon only. Do not address it with any other edge. Then use these straight edges on the flat surfaces that are away from the design. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.